relationships, trauma, philosophy. Relationships, trauma, philosophy.
Welcome to the Yella Habibi podcast. If you're craving more adventure in life, whether to live it vicariously through us or get ideas to spark your own, this is the podcast for you. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Scott.
We're a couple exploring life, sharing the ups and downs of figuring it all out. Whether it's our travel stories, relationship goals, tough moments, or philosophical conversations, it is never a dull episode. Join us on this spinning rock we call Earth as we figure it out together. To all our new listeners, welcome, and to everyone else, welcome back. Before we jump in, slam the like button like a rubber chicken.
Sounded
with a rubber
German
chicken.
then.
So slam the like button
So yeah.
with a rubber chicken. Catapult subscribe across the room. Drop 5 stars on the podcast like a confetti cannon. And share the episode by howling at the moon. Oh, it really keeps us going. Head over to our TikTok to catch the best bits from today's episode. And if you're joining us for the first time, you can go back and see all our favourite moments. And to all our new listeners, I'm your resident lexicographer and etymologist, also known on this podcast as the countdown legend, Susie Dent.
Whoop whoop.
I think we should start tagging Susie Dent in all of our podcasts.
Oh my god, it's such a good idea. I think that would then become like the best guest we could ever get.
100%.
Like Susie Dent, like, and I feel like she doesn't do podcasts. Like, I've never seen her come up on anything. I've only ever seen her on count. I think I've maybe once seen her on like an 8 out of 10 cats.
Yeah, she does do like the 8 out of 10 cats does countdown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, she does that. Yeah. But may have seen her like on a quiz show or something once. But outside that, I've never seen her do much.
Yeah. She's probably reading a dictionary. And
Yeah, I
brushing
bet
up on her word knowledge.
Yeah, I bet she's just low key. I bet she was just like chuffed with that job. She was like, I bet she wasn't. I don't know. Actually, we don't know her personality, but I wonder if she just wasn't even that fussed for TV. She was just like so passionate about
Words.
that she was just like, this is a pretty good gig. This.
Yeah. I do wonder. Do you know what? Maybe we'll start watching some interviews of Susie Dent, see if we can find any.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be a pretty cool guest. And I can't remember the name of the woman who took over her role. She was blonde.
No, so you're thinking of Carol Vorderman, who did the numbers, and she was taken over by Rachel Riley, who now does the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's Susie Dent still doing all the words.
Oh,
in Dictionary Corner.
Oh, you're right, Carol Vorderman. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry, Susie. I do know Countdown. Yes, I do know. Yes, Susie does remain there. It's Carol Vorderman. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Carol Vorderman. Yes. Yeah. I got mixed up.
I do like the numbers part as well, and I'm surprisingly all right at it. Like, so maths isn't my strongest subject unless it's complex maths, which sounds ridiculous.
No, I get that. Like,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, the second you introduce algebra, I'm gone.
See, that's what I find interesting because it's really linked to reason and argument in philosophy and like elementary logic. But if you ask me to make change from a £20 note and it's £17.65 and they give me an extra 50p because they've got it.
Oh yeah, that really messes. Yeah, messes with me. They go, "Oh, have you got a 10 or have you got?" Oh, I don't know how that's going to change the situation. Like, oh, I don't know.
I literally no clue.
I'll be like, it's much simpler if you just break that 20.
Yeah. My mum said like she's been in shops before, like a garden centre near us, and she's paid in cash, and she said that like it was a young person serving it, and looked at her like she got 2 heads. Like, what's this?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go get the key for the till.
Imagine.
Okay, then.
Imagine, yeah. Yeah, I think
Strange.
it is likely cash could get phased out. I think it is more likely
I think
than
it
not.
could. Is Dubai? I don't think it's all of UAE.
It's Dubai. Yeah, I think it's becoming a cashless society, yeah.
Yeah. How interesting.
So I'm a coin collector, so I think if anything that's going to put up the value of coins, so that's good.
Yes.
So yeah.
Let's cancel all your currencies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, today we are going to be leaning into quite a controversial topic, and that is a problem that we've come across with GPs, general practitioners. That's primary care provider for Americans. I'm not sure what it's called elsewhere in the world, but yeah, like the doctor that you go and see when you're not feeling great, like your family doctor who you've known since a kid. And this isn't to say that we're going to be slating all GPs, certainly not. We've got some great ones. But we're specifically going to be looking at the GP God complex. So GPs have this belief that they know everything about everything, even if it's unrelated to their specialism. It seems like they just feel like they know all and that you can't tell them anything. If you go to them with your own research, they just look at you like, oh, sweetheart,
Yeah.
let the grown-ups tell you what's wrong. It is quite condescending. Have you found that quite a bit?
Oh, too much. So basically, this episode it is going to be a bit of a moan, but we are going to back it up with our experience. And again, yeah, like you said, we don't want to be disrespectful, but it's just our honest experience of general practitioners. Yeah, I think my experience of GPs is that they have a huge God complex. I think it's true for doctors as well. What I do want to say before we carry on is I do sympathise that they are in a role that would make you very susceptible to get a God complex. Because...
Literally saving lives.
What?
Literally saving lives.
Yeah, literally saving lives. Yeah, God. And there's not many situations where you end up in a room where you know nothing and they know everything. And you can't really question what they're saying because you just have no understanding. Like, you don't just casually know the intricacies of cardiology. No one just knows that. A basic cold or a flu, sure, like you might have a home remedy, but the second it gets to, or an acute thing with your foot, so maybe something with your foot, you just wouldn't know that. It's not general knowledge. So if a specialist tells you, you've just got to take it for their word. What's the word? What's that?
Take them at the word?
Take them at their word. Yes, thank you, Susie. So I will give them that. It is a role where I would say is one of the roles where you are going to be very susceptible to getting that God complex because everyone who walks through the door doesn't know anything or very, very little, and you know everything. So there's not much you can really chat back to them about.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose there are situations where if you think you know what's wrong with you, then you'll go with the research, but you're not going to have read all the same journals as them. They've gone through medical school. They know like the complexities of different conditions and interactions, things that could have led to whatever. So yeah, you're right. I can't think of, really, other than like maybe school and your teachers know more about their subject specialism. But maybe not also. Like, do you know what I mean? I think a doctor is the main industry and like public facing role where you definitely know more than the person coming in.
Yeah. And I think it's harder for GPs because it's literally in their name, it's general. The second you're in front of a specialist, whilst they can have that God complex, you can sort of get over it a little bit more because all they do is study that one thing. Whereas a GP, it can be painful. So maybe we get on to some stories.
Yeah, let's get on to some stories. What are some examples of you facing a...
Well, I've got a list of them.
Oh.
I've got a list of them because throughout life, we have to go to the GP for a number of things. So I've just sort of just cut up a couple of key ones that have annoyed me through my life. But honestly, I've got so many. Probably the most recent one, or a recent one, is... So, I still get angry when I bring this up. I went to see the GP, and he's like the specialist in this. So he's like the specialist skin doctor, GP, sorry. And so I had a wart on my lip, and so I went to him, and all the receptionists like, oh, you got to go see him. You got to go see him. I was like, great, I'll go see him. We'll chat about it. And we had the conversation, and I just asked him a very simple question, which I ask any GP or doctor, is like, why have I got this? Like, what is it? What have I done? Is it something I'm eating wrong? Is there something I can change in my lifestyle? Because I don't want to just lean on medication and creams. Like, if I can eat something more, if I can exercise more, or stop something, then absolutely I would look at that. It's one of the big reasons why I became vegetarian, to bring down blood pressure and cholesterol. I just asked him a straightforward question, just out of interest, like, why do you think I've got it? Is there anything I can do to prevent this? And there is lots of reasons, of which I'll tell you in a minute why you could have one. But he paused for a moment, and again, he's the specialist in this, and we're not talking about it's a skin condition that no one's ever heard. It's a wart. Everyone knows what that is.
Yeah.
And he paused, And he looked at me. I was like, okay, he's going to tell me. And he said, well, I'll put it like this. He said, I had this girl come in the other day. She came in, and I was like, where is he going with this? And she got diagnosed, this is sad, with leukemia.
Jeez.
And I was like, oh my God, where's this going? I go, all I've asked him is, why have I got what? And he then put the question to me. He said, what do I say to her? And I was just kind
What?
and I was just,
What's the relations?
I was just dumbfounded because I just didn't understand what it was. If we were on two different planets, and I was just like, taken back, oh, that's awful, and I didn't really know what to say to it. And then he just went, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Like, we don't know why. We don't know, honestly, we don't know why. It's just one of those things, and I tell that. And I was just so dumbfounded by the situation. I was like, all I've asked, you're the specialist and wasn't, all I've asked, why have I got this? Like, could you just give me some understanding?
So you thought you meant, like, philosophically, why me?
Yeah, like, I think maybe...
Why do humans... What is our reason? And you're like, no, like, literally, what? But there will be a cause of her leukemia. Like, it's a...
What? Well, that's what went through my head. And I was like, two things went through my head. Is one, that's not relevant. And two, I'm sure we do know the cause of why she's got it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
whether it's genetics, whether
Yeah.
you want an answer. Like, if he'd have said to you, "Oh, it's just genetics, some people are born with it," that's an answer to your question.
Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to
Like,
understand
you're not
the
saying,
origin.
like, philosophically, why do some people get warts and other people not? Well, God's favourite. I guess you're not asking. What an answer!
I was just so dumbfounded, and I thought, I can't say that's not relevant. I just gonna feel so uncomfortable. But that's the first thing that came in my head.
Like Will from In Between Us.
Yeah, exactly right.
Her uncle just died. Well, it's not strictly relevant though. It's that.
But see, I get that thinking though. Like, I understand where Will's coming from, but it's but but I didn't know what to say, so I just didn't even say anything back. I was just so bemused by it, and it's only like 10 minutes later when I realised like what had happened, and I told you, and I was like, what on earth? What bizarre! And again, he's a specialist. Everyone's been saying, oh, this is your guy.
Yeah.
He knows everything. He's the guy who removes it. He knows everything. And by the way, there is an answer to it because I've seen another specialist since, and they told me a bunch of reasons. And just to give you some context, something I didn't know, there's 4 types of herpes. 2 of them can be malignant and can be cancerous. Definitely check them if you think it could be. But actually, apparently they don't present themselves in warts. But anyway, they can come just from the environment. They can come from the environment. So everyone thinks it's through sexual interaction. It's actually not. I was told quite recently by a specialist that it can come from just eating dinner. It can come from kissing a relative. It can come from it can come from the environment. And I was like, okay, cool. Like that. And the specialist obviously said you can't really avoid that. It's just unlucky.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Isn't it?
That's just, why could he not give me the answer?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just seemed like a ridiculous reply.
It was a ridiculous reply.
Yeah. So, he obviously had the answer, but I don't know whether he was a gatekeeper with it, whether he just wanted to feel smart in that situation. It was just really weird. And I just went out there. I was like, I just feel like an idiot. So, that's one.
Yeah. And I want to just interject a little bit about herpes. If you've ever had a cold sore, that is herpes. And also, as we said in a previous episode, you can get herpes from laser hair removal surgery.
That is totally true. Go check that episode. It's called, it's episode 51, Laser Herpes, Instagram Battle and Advertisement Scandal. It's a good episode that. We have a good old moan.
We do.
Yeah, but that's very true. You can get herpes from it, which is, yeah. I've got many more stories. Well, I can go into another one. Another one, all these griping. It's going to be hard to not be angry after this episode. So I have another doctor, GP. I say doctor. I'm talking about GPs. And, oh, God, they are quite annoying. They waste your time a lot. But anyway, I filled out a full form that took me quite a long time. It took me a couple of days to get all the information. I had to even speak to relatives and etc. I filled out a full form, and then I submitted it. They lost it, and then I went in. I was like, and they just didn't admit fault for the entire appointment. They told me to come in, so they put the blame on me, saying, "Oh, why isn't this form?" I was like, "I've submitted it," and then I came in, and I was like, "What's going on?" And they got angry at me. I was like, "I've submitted the full form," and then for 15 minutes, because that's all you get, they just was trying to. They knew they were in the wrong, but they were just trying to justify that this is actually better because now I want you to fill out a bigger form, which actually is more important and makes more sense because it's more likely for you to get referred. I was like, all I need you to say, I'm not gonna lose my head. I'm not. All I need to say, I go, "I'm so sorry, sir. That has got missed in our admin. I'm so sorry. I'll make sure that gets reported. I'm gonna help you fill out this. Would you just mind doing it again?"
It definitely requires an apology because, I mean, where is your sensitive document?
Well, exactly.
It's not
Where's
in
it
their
gone?
office. Whose hands has it fallen into?
I know, right?
Like, I'm sure it's ended up shredded in the bin, but like, it's ridiculous.
But they can't admit fault.
No.
Like, they just wouldn't admit fault. And for 15 minutes, and naturally, because I got angry and angry and angrier. I was like, all you have to do is say that. And I'm like, cool. I'm chill. I'll go do it. I'll fill it out. I'll put it fine, done. But they didn't. And for the whole 15 minutes, they didn't admit fault. And then they started filling it out on me. And they were like starting. I go, why are we filling it out now? There's so many questions on this. We're not going to fill it out in 10 minutes, are they? I'm like, oh, yeah, so okay, you can do it. If you wish to do that, if you wish to go do that, then you can do that. Yeah. I was like, dude, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's like, oh, I wanted to fucking hit them. Sorry for swearing. So, yeah, I just like, I think because they have that, I must be right.
Yeah.
I've never been in an appointment where the GP or a doctor has ever admitted wrong.
Yeah.
I've never experienced it.
Yeah. No, I would agree. And so I had an experience with a doctor who, like, so I have plantar fasciitis, pain in my foot. And I went to see the doctor who was, like, known for dealing with that in my GP, like, in the practice. And he suggested that I had a cortisone injection in my heel, which is like a steroid injection right into the heel, which I hated the idea of. But I was like, if that's what you recommend, doctor who I've been told knows about this, I will do it. So he gave me an injection in my foot anyway. And he said to let him know how I got on, if I felt any improvement, etc. So I left it a few weeks, no improvement. I went back and I said, I've not had any improvement with it, but I was wondering if I could try it again to see if it does help. And he's like, well, actually, a cortisone injection isn't the recommended course of treatment for plantar fasciitis. I'm like, not recommended by who? Because it was surely recommended by you, hence I had it in my foot. Bizarre.
Well, it's shocking. And then they won't. I bet they didn't admit to you. Go, sorry, I shouldn't have advised that, or my colleague shouldn't have advised that.
No, it was just, oh, well, we've tried and it didn't work, so we'll do something else. I'm like, no, you've literally just told me this is not the recommended course of treatment. So why did you stick a needle in my foot, mate?
Yeah, it really frustrates me that. Yeah, maybe he thought he knew best, but what is more annoying is I know on their system it has all the recommendations. So whilst a GP will recommend things to you, what some people don't realise, they actually have a system that they operate with, and they can pretty much go on anything, and it gives you all the recommendations.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's say you come in and you have plantar fasciitis, which I can never say that word.
Plantar fasciitis.
Thank you. They have a system where they can type that in, and it literally just says what the recommendations are, whether if it was medication, if it was physio, whatever. So they go off that, or they might have dealt with it before and they can just speak to you. So there's always sort of a Bible to it. So I think it's dangerous when they go off that, especially if... Yeah, and do let us know your stories if you've got any. We'd love to hear them. Another one for me is I did a bunch of tests, like pretty standard tests. They didn't type it in properly into the system, And that meant that they didn't get all the results back and they had to do all the tests again. And that was really infuriating. Another time and they didn't admit fault on that. Again, they were just like, oh, that just, yeah, it just didn't work out. Let's do it again. Like, at no point did someone say sorry. At no point did someone say that was wrong. Another one was I did 2 weeks of blood pressure recordings. They lost that. And their justification for losing it wasn't, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, sir. It was, well, this is actually a better situation because that blood pressure recordings was from a little while ago. So actually, we're in a better position now. And actually, I do advise you that you should do them over the next 2 weeks because that's more recent. Actually, I do advise that, actually. Like, I could have punched them.
It's ridiculous. Well, it's the same as the other thing that they lost, isn't it? Oh, it's a good job.
It's a good job. Both times, it was a good job.
So it's not a mistake. We've done the right thing.
Yeah, this has worked out well for everyone. This is, again, no apology. I was just like, oh, God. You're angering me more, you know. So, I don't know why, but I've just had so many experiences like this where GPs can't admit fault. 3 things I've noticed. GPs can't admit fault. They're never 100% about anything. And if you see enough GPs about one thing, you're going to get different answers.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I would say they're the 3 biggest challenges when dealing with a health issue.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, one of the things that stands out as an irritation throughout my life is, as a lifelong vegetarian and now vegan, when GPs act as though they know more about nutrition than nutritionists.
The nutritionists, I'm sorry, I know I'm putting GPs on blast, but I'm just going to be upfront and I might get, hey, your nutritional knowledge sucks.
Well, yeah, it's not their job, but that's the thing. Like, they act as though it's a part of their job to know it, and it's not. Like, they might have done, I think, like 1 module on it throughout their training, but they're in no way, shape, or form qualified to give any in-depth, cut down your calories type advice is fine. But in terms of actual nutritional advice, they're not all qualified in it. So I went to an appointment to support someone who had high cholesterol, and I said, what about trying, this was to the specialist, what about trialing them on a plant-based diet? And they're like, well, there's still cholesterol in a plant-based diet. And I said, well, no, there isn't. There's 0 cholesterol in any plant-based item. Like, that's one way of checking if something's vegan or not. A quick way to see that it isn't vegan is if there's any cholesterol in it, it's not vegan, because that only comes from animal products. I said this to him, and he was like, well, avocados have cholesterol. I was like, no, they don't. I'm not saying that your cholesterol can't be raised by plant items, such as high-fat things like avocado. Yes, but there is no cholesterol in an avocado. And so that's just something that really winds me up when GPs act as though, and I need to circle back to say, I really like my GP, and I've got some really good ones. Yeah, I don't want to be much worse.
Yeah, let's hope our GPs don't hear this.
I know. This literally signs up in my GP saying if he disses online, you're off the box.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I've never said, oh my God. By the end of this, I don't think we're going to have anyone who will see us. But yeah, I know this will... And to top it all off, the receptionists at GP practices, my goodness.
Yeah.
Crack a smile. Oh, I know that's going to trigger someone.
Well, I think anyone that's medical adjacent, by that I mean receptionists and like people who work in pharmacies but aren't pharmacists, are generally pricks. Gatekeeping pricks, I've found.
Who, sorry?
So people like reception in medical places,
right? Yeah.
Including dentists and people who work alongside medical professionals but aren't medical professionals. Like people that work in your boots but aren't actually the pharmacist.
Yeah.
I've had so many arguments with... I've been given out-of-date medication before.
That's wild.
I know. And, I mean, that is, I suppose, pharmacist's fault for checking it. But, I mean, when I've then gone back and said it to them, they're like, well, it won't have been when we give you it. I'm like, well, you can see the date that it was given to me.
Yeah.
And you can see the date on the box. And then they've given me chopped up tablets before that don't have any date or batch number on. I was like, I'm not taking.
That's
Are
well
you
scary.
mental? I'm not taking. They're like, well, we've got to give you the right amount, and someone else has got the other half of it. I'm like, well, they've got the half that matters, haven't they? Because I'm not taking medication that doesn't have a date on and doesn't have a batch number. What if I have a reaction? And then you don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, so many occasions like that.
Yeah, it's infuriating. It's, again, it always comes back to we can't be wrong. We
Yeah.
are never wrong. We're authority. We know, you don't. It's like the adult and child, like, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
There's
Constant.
no situation where you're going to be right. And I just think that is such a bad attitude. And I think it's a shame. Maybe it's not true for every country, but in the UK, this is a very repeated experience.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've probably ranted and raved enough about GPs. Maybe it's time for Scott's WTF.
I think so. I think so. I do look forward to an angry comment. Yes, Scott's WTF of the week. Every week the world gets a little weirder. Let's talk about the strangest thing that went down this week. This is a bit of an odd one, and it kind of coincides with GPs and health. So there's been lawsuit claims for Royal Caribbean, which is a cruise ship, which Shelby wants to get me on.
I've been on a Royal Caribbean cruise.
Have you?
I have.
Well, that's about to change.
Oh.
They stuffed a dead passenger in a refrigerator.
Oh my god. With the food?
Well, I guess so. They stuffed a dead passenger in a refrigerator because they didn't kill him. Oh, I think it's him. I'll check in a moment. But they died on board and they stuffed him in a refrigerator. And obviously the lawsuit is arguing that they've mishandled and not treated the person with proper care. However, experts explain that when someone dies at sea, cruise ships usually have to follow strict procedures, and typically the body is placed in a special refrigerated morgue area below the deck, which is interesting. Apparently there's a refrigerated morgue below deck.
I'm not sure that I like knowing that.
I know, right? I didn't know that either. But they've not done that. They've put him in an actual kitchen fridge.
Oh god.
Like you can imagine it. Those big walk-in fridges, can't you? So they haven't even used this. Like they probably well, I'm assuming they have to for the cruise ship to even set sail. So they put him in there, which will have food in it, won't it? So that's what's happened. But there is supposed to be an onboard morgue designed to preserve bodies in this unlikely but possible situation.
I don't think it'll be that unlikely. Old people love cruises.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, not to be morbid, but like, I think it will happen quite frequently. If you think about like the thousands of people on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I guess the older population that does make sense. But if I was their brother, sister, whatever related, I'd be furious with this.
Yeah, it just makes me feel gross thinking about it.
And they've been sued over it, over the handling, claiming the plaintiff claimed emotional distress. And obviously it's drawn quite a lot of attention and debate over it. I mean, I don't know why they just didn't maintain to their procedure, and then, the plaintiff might still get annoyed, but they'll be like, that we have the morgue and that's where we did put them. And I'm not sure why they decided, I don't know, maybe just a staff member that didn't know that procedure.
It was full.
Oh god, that's scary.
Oh god, like I don't like thinking about it. It's really grim.
Yeah.
I've seen TikToks before where people have been on airplanes and they've like had someone, or they've said to them, "We're gonna put a body in the seat next to you," and they're like, "No."
What?
Or like even being on the same, like on the row with a body. I don't know. No.
Oh, that's happened, has it?
I think so, yeah. I'm sure it did. I'm sure that it was a TikTok where someone was like, either they were bumped from the plane. I think they had a choice. They could either fly next to a corpse or
Oh my! But again, surely a plane has to legally have something like this.
cargo, keep the body cold.
Innit? Like, come on, like, it is a possibility. There must be, like, something that maybe can just hold one body that's accessible to one of the staff members to take. People are still going to see stuff and it's going to be really harrowing, but it seems like the most respectful thing to do.
Yeah.
I ain't sitting next to a dead body.
No, thank you. Well, not keen. That is a WTF, darling. I am shocked by it. So let's move on to Shelby's good vibes only. Let's take a break from the chaos. Here's something to make you smile this week.
Shelby's good vibes only.
Headsets bringing cricket to partially sighted fans. Which, just before we begin, I want to say I think this is awesome. 2 cricket grounds in England are trialling new technology to make live matches more accessible to blind and partially sighted fans. So there's Edgbaston Stadium in Birmingham, and 9 fans have taken part in a world first trial of Give Visions. So that's the company Give Visions headset tech. So this headset works like a VR device, and it streams live match footage directly to the working part of the retina. So for those that are partially sighted, of course not totally 100% blind, it will detect the part of their eye that is the most functioning, and it would then project that footage onto it, and fans can see the game in real time and in remarkable detail. The manager of this stadium said it's truly moving to be able to help visually impaired fans to be included in the experience, because if someone's partially sighted, it's likely that they would have previously had more functioning sight.
Yeah.
So to lose out on the love of watching a sport and then be able to regain that, I think is just absolutely beautiful. You can also, at Lord's in London, that's a different stadium, that was the first one to give a personal navigation system for blind people and partially sighted visitors. They get step-by-step audio and on screen, if they have that partial sight, instructions via an app that can guide them to the seats, toilets, exits, and amenities.
That's brilliant. Every stadium needs that.
Absolutely. I'd use it because I'm always getting lost. I think that's just wonderful to be able to... It's giving that independence back, isn't it, to people? Like, I think when someone's partially sighted, they have to rely a lot on other people, and I think that can be quite frustrating. Much like when people have guide dogs, it's like giving them that independence back to not need to rely on others or feel like they need to rely on others. So I just think it's wonderful.
I think it's amazing. And I think, you know, it's amazing that I like that they're doing it at the stadium, because there is a big difference watching a game on a TV to being there. It's the feeling, it's the vibe, it's just the raw, and they can still get all that. They can still have that raw, those cheers, those shouting, everything, plus see it visually. So I think it's amazing that they're considering doing it at the stadium. I think that's really beautiful, because then they get the full experience.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing, and I think the 100% you could introduce this to any live event. It could be music, whatever, shows. It could be. So I hope that this technology, over time, just becomes a standard in venues.
For sure. It would be amazing. And it's like, I suppose, slightly similar when I went to watch tennis in Australia. It wasn't designed for the hearing impaired in mind, but I can see why it would have a huge benefit to those. It was like one of those over-ear headphones, just one that you clip on your ear, and a little radio. So when you were in, and it had the channels for the different courts. So if you're on the main, like if you're in Rod Laver Arena, you'd put it on channel 1, and then you can hear the commentary that would be on the telly while they're playing, which user experience as a person who can see was wonderful. So I can only imagine how good that will be for someone who can't see what's going on but wants to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't do that anymore. They used to do something quite similar in rugby. I'm not sure if it was to hear the commentators, but I know for sure it was to hear the referee.
Oh, yeah.
Which was quite a cool thing, but they stopped doing it. It was some time ago, but maybe you could have heard the commentators as well. So I love that they still do that in tennis, but I'm not sure why they stopped that. Like they could, you could put down a deposit as well for it, right?
Yeah.
To cover the cost if they didn't bring it back. And
well, I mean, this one I
Yeah.
think I bought. I think it was something like $10, and you
oh,
had to
but
keep it.
yeah, whatever.
But they only did it 1 year and didn't do it the next. So I don't know. Maybe it was causing interference, or I don't know. But I'm sure that one day they'll be able to bring the technology
Yeah, I hope so.
widespread.
And if you did enjoy this episode, I know it's been a moan.
If you like hearing people complain, you're in the right place.
You are. Oh, I think we're all right. I don't think we're big complainers.
No, we're not.
But we do have a couple of episodes where we complain. So if you did enjoy this episode, you can go as far back as episode 5, where we talk about an experience in an airport. It's literally called Airport Hell. And durian tasting and condom conundrum and Shelby's big problem. Yeah, so that was a moaning one. Or episode 51, the laser herpes.
Yes, which is fascinating, really.
It is true. And where, yeah, Shelby got stuck into a bit of a contract battle with a local business.
I did, yes. Over herpes.
And we had an Instagram battle on that episode, and and there was an advertisement scandal. So if you're looking for a moaning episode, then we check those ones out.
Yes, absolutely. And before we say goodbye, can you do us a favour and slam the like with a rubber chicken? Catapult subscribe across the room. Drop 5 stars on the podcast like a confetti cannon, and share the episode by howling at the moon. It really helps to keep us going. Another adventure wrapped up.
But the journey never ends.
Keep your bags packed for the next one, and remember, when in doubt, just say
Yalla Habibi, see you next time.